Sometimes I wish that some answers, sometimes I wish I could go to ChatGPT, go to Google, ask some certain questions, and get a definitive answer. Like, for example, I wish I could, what is the purpose of life? What am I here for? What's a good career? Where should is this a good spouse for me? Am I making the right decisions? Am I a good person? Am I on the right path? And I think as a child, I always thought, okay, I'm 18, I can buy GTA. And that's exactly what I did. When I turned 18, your boy went down to the store, bought some goldfish, and then bought some GTA on the Xbox place or on the Xbox store. Because for some odd reason, I couldn't eat goldfish and I couldn't play GTA. I don't know why those were the two rules in the house, but then I turned 18, bam, your boy downloaded GTA and your boy also got some goldfish. And it's funny because I remember when I was younger, we would have teacher appreciation week, and I was always thinking, where's the student appreciation week? Why is it that students don't get it? Why is it that we have to celebrate the teachers? They didn't do anything. They're just showing up to do their job. And now that I'm older, I understand that, you know, it really is that student appreciation week is every week. Actually, student appreciation day is every day. The fact, especially if you have a good teacher, they're really sacrificing a lot for you. My perspective changed with time. But when it comes to the questions I posed earlier, and even right now, being in college for 7 years, it's taken me 7 years to do this. And it's gonna take me 8 years before, and it's not like 8 years and I walk out with a PhD, it's 8 years and I'm walking out with a bachelor's. So I think that when I'm thinking of all this time that I've spent in school, just saying, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? And I've already talked about how, oh man, I can't even remember my own video. And these videos are about me and I can't even remember them. But I talked about how working retail and getting a master's degree. I talked about whatever happens, happens, which got some mixed reactions. I wasn't expecting mixed reactions, but I got mixed reactions. But I think now for this video, it's like, I think it's weird. Hindsight is 2020, where looking back, it's like, oh, I should have done this and I should have done that and I should have done this. I should have gone to Texas Tech. I should have studied computer science, and then I should have worked at this company and then moved to California. And it's so easy to connect the dots after. But when you're living with something in real time, for me, it's next to impossible. As I do things day by day, and as I feel these small victories, I don't doubt myself as much as I used to, but sometimes I do wish, why can't there be a handbook? In Boy Scouts, there's a handbook. You know what's in the Boy Scout handbook? If you're ever drowning in the ocean, you can turn your pants into a flotation device. I need a handbook like that for my own life, but I don't have that. Since I don't have like a reference manual, and it's weird because you have to make all these decisions, whether it be career, finding a spouse / dating, whether you want to be religious, what kind of morals you want to be, all these things, and there's all trade-offs to both. Like, there isn't a one size fits all. It's not like, boom, Jesus, amen, hallelujah. It's not that simple, because you could go down that route and then realize it's not for you. You could go down, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna make some fat stacks, I'm gonna work at a hedge fund, and I'm gonna be a millionaire before I'm 30. I can't tell you the amount of YouTube videos. I quit my investment banking job. It was too stressful. You see, because these people thought, okay, here's my manual, here's my guidebook. Okay, let me see these people, they were successful, they did this. Let me just copy and paste it into my life. It doesn't work like that, because there's this thing in computer science, and I think in general in coding, whatever, but this kind of applies to anything. If you take somebody else's code and just run it on your computer and you don't know what it does, yeah, it might work, but it might not, because you're just kind of blindly doing something instead of thinking critically about what you're trying to apply. And I think a lot of people who've told me a lot of things, they've told me, oh, Caleb, you should have just been an accountant. I think about that a lot, about how I'm not, and maybe that'll be the whole point of this channel. The whole point of this channel is me coping with the fact that I'm not an accountant. That's just one giant cope. But I look at my life and I said, what good would it have done, making 70, 80, 90K, well, doing XYZ accounting, but just wanting to leave the whole time. And that was really difficult for me because I really thought that I was making a mistake. I really thought, because I don't even tell people. Like, I mean, I tell some people because it comes up in conversation. And I don't know if that was the right decision or not. I don't know if I was supposed to be an accountant and maybe either study computer science on the side or start my own business. Or maybe accounting would have forced me to make content and then bam, your boy is, your boy is an influencer, content creator, all because, he hated accounting so much he had to turn on a camera and figure things out. Maybe that would have accelerated things. Maybe it wouldn't have. Who knows? That's the funny part about things. And I think maybe this is the good thing that life doesn't come with a handbook, is that you make mistakes. And maybe those mistakes actually aren't mistakes, because maybe something that you thought was wrong, you ended up either meeting your future husband or your future wife, or maybe you did something you weren't supposed to and you ended up finding a killer career, or coming up with a business idea that changed the course of your life, or meeting your best friend off your mistakes. And I think as we become more and more dependent on AI, more and more dependent on algorithmic content suggestion, more and more as we outsource more and more and things become less and less human, I think we're going to try to make things some kind of weird hive mind, some weird formula, and remove the human element, in which these mistakes that make you who you are not happening. And for me, while it's definitely caused a lot of confusion and definitely caused some pain, there's also been some joy. Because during these mistakes, I've been able to meet people that I would have never met. Especially my one friend in graduate school. He's been he actually is the reason I got my degree, I'm not gonna lie. I may or may not have cheated off him heavily. I may or may not have gotten a lot of answers from him heavily. It's stuff like that I think it balances these things out. I remember this quote that my 8th grade football coach would say. There's only 2 things you can control in life: attitude and effort. Unless you're a Middle Eastern kid, unless you're like in Syria or something, like unless you're like somewhere like that. If you're in the Middle East or in Ukraine, you're getting bombed, attitude and effort are not gonna change your political situation. But at least in America, for right now. But yeah, no, those 2 things that I think if you work towards something and if you have a good attitude, you can't change results. You cannot, I can't, I put money in my stock, I put money in my Bitcoin, it's gonna go up. No, I can't. Those are market conditions. I can't control the market. But what I can do is research and then make educated guesses and see where things go. Now, obviously, you should have limitations. You shouldn't just put all your eggs in one basket. And yes, you should feel upset, like it's justified to feel upset. But I think, though, my 8th grade coach, I think his name was Coach Jackson, I don't even remember. I think he did have some merit to what he was saying about attitude and effort, because having a good attitude about something, or maybe not a good attitude, but the correct one, where you're balanced, because it's an appropriate. The one thing that Inside Out taught me is that yes, there's a time to be happy, but you also do have to be sad. And I think having that approach to things can kind of help you navigate, because the handbook for my life may not be the handbook. It definitely is not the handbook for your life. It's not the way I am living with all the mistakes I've made. Definitely, I am a what not to do. You know how there's how to? I would create how to not live life. That would be how if I were to have a title of my biography. I wanted to say that because it's a thought I think about a lot, where when I get frustrated, I said, man, why can't someone just tell me what to do? Why can't something just, some magic force, whatever, some great thing in the sky, why can't the clouds just open up and then just give me? It doesn't work like that. You have to take things day by day, and then you just have to assess your situation and reassess your situation. And along the way, you're gonna make some mistakes, but there'll also be some small victories. And hopefully the victories outweigh the mistakes and you get where you want to go. Because while I don't have a handbook and I'm trying to figure it out myself, I don't know, because like there's still a lot of things I'm thinking about, whether it be, do I want to try to get a job in California, try to move to Austin, see where my opportunities lie, maybe be closer to family and move to New York where my sister is, even though I hate the weather. I do know that with time, and as I keep trying and with trial and a lot of error, mostly error, I'll eventually get to where I think I'm supposed to go. And I think that's the most important part. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. There's gonna be a video recommended to you of what YouTube thinks that you would like from me. And then also my socials will be linked down below and also at the end of this video. Thank you.